Hello, I'm attorney Chinwe Foster with the Foster Law Firm. Georgia law, specifically Georgia's citizens arrest law, has made national news lately. It's made national news due to the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery was a 25-year-old black man who was jogging in a neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia. While he was jogging, he was confronted by two white males, Travis and Gregory Michael, who had weapons, and during this confrontation, Ahmaud was shot and killed. The Michaels have both been arrested and charged with felony murder and aggravated assault. The Ahmaud Arbery case is not the first time that Georgia's citizens arrest law has made national news. In May 2019, Hannah Payne, a 21-year-old white female, claimed to have witnessed a hit and run between two other drivers. One of those other drivers was 62-year-old Kenneth Heron, a black man. Hannah Payne took it upon herself to chase Mr. Heron's car down, block his car, got out, confronted him with a gun, and shot and killed him after an altercation ensued. Hannah Payne was immediately arrested and charged with murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Hannah Payne is currently awaiting trial in Clayton County, Georgia. Now here we are again, almost a year later with the same situation. You have a citizen who believes that they witnessed a crime and took it upon themselves to effect a citizen's arrest on another individual. Now, before I go into the definition and explain what Georgia's citizens arrest law actually says, let's talk a little bit about the history of this law. This law actually dates back to the 1800s, where there were no phones, no 911, and the law came about because it allowed citizens to help the police because the police could not timely respond to crimes. It allowed private citizens to hold an individual until the police arrived. The law has went through several changes since then, but we still arrive at the law in Georgia, allows private citizens to effect an arrest on another individual. This law is problematic in many ways because we have some police officers who have proper training who still are not able to effectuate a proper arrest. Yet you have citizens who have no training whatsoever who probably don't understand the law who are trying to make arrests. So let's talk about what Georgia's citizens arrest actually says. Georgia's citizens arrest statute says, a private person may arrest an offender if the offense is committed in his presence or within his immediate knowledge. If the offense is a felony and the offender is escaping or attempting to escape, a private person may arrest him upon reasonable and probable grounds of suspicion. Now let's break this down a bit more. While Georgia law allows a citizen to make a citizen's arrest upon another individual and bring them to the police or hold them until the police gets there, Georgia law does not allow a person to use unreasonable force in effectuating a citizen's arrest. So what is unreasonable force? Georgia law has given some examples as to what's unreasonable. One case that came before the Georgia courts involved two men who chased an individual that they believed had burglarized a home, and they beat the individual up with a baseball bat. The court found that the use of a bat to chase and beat up an alleged burglar was unreasonable and not a legitimate citizen's arrest, as a private person may only use force that is reasonable under the circumstances to restrain an individual for an arrest. So in that case, a bat was used. What about in situations like in the Ahmaud Arbery case where a gun is involved? In a 2005 case, a convenience store owner heard individuals that he believed were breaking into his storage unit that was outside his store. He yelled, "Halt!" and the individuals went silent, and there was evidence to show that they tried to run away. Upon them trying to run away, the store owner fired 3 shots, killing one of the individuals outside. The Supreme Court of Georgia in this case held that the use of force by shooting was unreasonable because you can't just yell halt to someone and then shoot them because they did not halt. In the instance, the citizen's arrest was unlawful and the store owner was convicted of felony murder and aggravated assault. In another Georgia case, the court held that confronting someone with a gun and shooting someone who the defendant mistook as a drug dealer and who the defendant stated had threatened him before was an improper citizen's arrest. The use of deadly force to effectuate an arrest is limited to self-defense or a situation which it is necessary to prevent a forcible felony. So I'm going to talk very briefly about self-defense. But before I do, I just want to bring up a point. Georgia law allows a person to resist an arrest that is unlawful. Georgia law also allows a person to use all force that is reasonably necessary to prevent an unlawful arrest. So if you're going out to effectuate a citizen's arrest and it's unlawful, not only can you be charged with false imprisonment, Georgia law allows the person that is being unlawfully arrested to use force that is reasonably necessary to prevent that unlawful arrest. Now let's talk very briefly about self-defense. And I say very briefly because self-defense is a nuanced topic that I can't completely cover in this one video. I may save that for another video. So what does Georgia law say about self-defense? In Georgia, you are allowed to use deadly force to defend yourself, your property, or others. You have no duty to retreat, and you have a right to stand your ground and use deadly force to defend yourself. However, you cannot be the initial aggressor and then claim self-defense. So you can't confront someone aggressively and then claim self-defense when they use force to defend themselves. So that was my brief synopsis on self-defense. Back to my point on unreasonable force. Georgia law has held that you cannot use unreasonable force to attempt a citizen's arrest. It's unlawful, it's illegal. So we now know that you can't use unreasonable force to attempt a citizen's arrest. Also, in order to attempt a citizen's arrest, the offense must have been committed in your presence or within your immediate knowledge. What does that mean? In your presence or within your immediate knowledge means that you know for a fact that a crime is being committed. Not that you think that a crime is being committed or you want to question someone to find out that a crime is being committed. It means that you know, you saw with your own two eyes and you know for a fact that a crime is being committed. Now, it doesn't mean that you saw someone 2 months ago that you believe to be committing a felony, or you saw someone even 2 days ago, and now you're seeing them today and you want to make a citizen's arrest. That is improper. A citizen's arrest must be with your knowledge and with your knowledge and in your immediate presence, meaning that you see them committing a crime or shortly after they're trying to escape from committing that crime. The killers of Ahmaud Arbery were recently arrested and have been charged with felony murder and aggravated assault. This case is just beginning. We're going to keep a close eye on this case as it progresses. However, we hope that this video has cleared up any misconceptions about Georgia's citizens' arrest law. I'm attorney Chinwe Foster with the Foster Law Firm, where we specialize in aggressive and effective legal representation. You can reach us at 404-525-3082 or at fosterlawga.com. Thank you for watching.